Well, the first ever Gold Cup draw has finally occurred. The draw for the 2021 Gold Cup. And despite the hype that Mexico and US may finally meet once before the finals because there's a draw, it looks like if they both come first place in their groups, they will not meet until the finals. Again. I swear it's rigged. The Gold Cup draw has given us 4 groups, of which the talents of all teams are pretty much as expected, and the depths of the group are pretty much as expected. All the groups are actually pretty fairly well balanced, with the exception of Group A, where Mexico seems like they have a bit of an easier path, but also it's Mexico. Pretty much everyone in Concacaf is an easier path for them. But overall, we have 4 pretty solid groups. What we have are in Group A, Mexico, Curacao, El Salvador, and the winner of preliminary match 9, which is most likely going to be either the Trinidad and Tobago or maybe French Guiana. Pretty balanced group. Mexico will probably take the number 1 spot. Number 2 is pretty much up in the air. Any of those teams could take it. In this group, it's going to be the fight for the number 2 spot that I'm really looking forward to, really excited to see how that's going to play out. Group B, the one that I'm looking at the most closely because we got the United States, Canada. There we are. This is our group. This is the one that we're going to be in. It's very important because of that. We got Martinique, who we already played against at a Gold Cup, and the winner of preliminary match 7, which is most likely going to be Haiti. Ah! Haiti at the Gold Cup. We're probably going to have to play them for second place in the group. That's probably going to decide it. Oh, no. This group, first place, probably going to be the United States. Second place, Canada should have it. Haiti can beat us at the Gold Cup, and we'll throw it. I'm scared. Help me. Group C, we have Costa Rica, Jamaica, Suriname, and the winner of preliminary match 8, which is most likely going to be either Guyana, Guatemala, maybe Guadeloupe. I put my money on Guatemala, but who knows? That actually is probably the most up in the air of the preliminary round play-in matches. Costa Rica, Jamaica, obviously the big 2 teams in this group. Suriname might make some noise. I don't really know. I feel like we'll have to see all of these teams playing in the first little bit of the World Cup qualifiers that start in the spring before we can fully make a decision on who really is the strongest favorites here, especially if the new FIFA rules. Suriname might be able to bring in a couple more players. Who really knows what's going to happen there. And then we have Group D, which is Honduras, Panama, Grenada, and Qatar, who are an invited team to the 2021 Gold Cup to help them prepare for the 2022 World Cup, because obviously they don't have AFC qualifying games to play for as they qualify automatically as a host, so they need to find ways to make up games elsewhere, so they're butting into our little tournament. Before I even go off delving into this group, I just want to say about Qatar being in this Gold Cup and in the 2023 Gold Cup, I don't like it. Common Bowl, when they have the Copa America, have guest teams, but for them, they need to have guest teams because they only have 9 countries in their confederation, and they have a very, very high level of football being played in their confederation. And so for them, it makes the most sense to have a 12-team tournament and have 3 guest teams in. And the guest teams add a little bit of excitement, and they help you get proper numbers to have a proper international tournament. So in Common Bowl, having guest teams makes sense, and it works 100%, and it just helps raise the competitiveness and the level of play of that tournament. In CONCACAF, you have 41 member associations and only a 16-team Gold Cup. So already significantly less than half the teams in CONCACAF are making the Gold Cup. Yes, a lot of teams in CONCACAF are weaker, smaller island countries, but you have a lot of teams, and having minnows in tournaments like this really does add some excitement, can add a lot of excitement actually if they overperform. Look at Bermuda last year. And now by adding Qatar to this tournament, you're taking away a spot from, let's face it, what was going to be a smaller country. You took away one of the play-in games from the Nations League to make this happen. You took away a spot from a team that didn't qualify automatically, a team from a smaller country that a Gold Cup appearance would have been a very big thing for, so that you could have Qatar come in and play, which Qatar is already the most recent champions of the AFC Champions League. They, yes, do need to play international games right now because they're not playing in the World Cup qualifiers, but in 2023 they don't need that. Really, what this is you're basically succumbing to the money that Qatar has, and basically, I'm sure they got a hefty payday if you're letting Qatar play in Concacaf. I'm sure Concacaf got a solid chunk of money for that, but this really isn't the best move for Concacaf member nations and for the Gold Cup. And now because you're adding Qatar, which is a significantly better team than would have been a play-in team, those other teams in Group D are kind of getting shafted, because instead of having a minnow there in their group, a team that they could probably beat, in any other given year, Honduras and Panama both most likely would be making the quarterfinals out of this group. But right now, because Qatar is there, I honestly don't know if either of those teams are able to beat Qatar right now, especially with how much money they've spent and how much better they've gone recently in order to become good enough to play in the World Cup in 2022. So I feel like a lot of teams in Concacaf are just getting shafted by Qatar being here, and I'm just not really seeing the full benefit other than, I guess, money coming to Concacaf. But I don't see any way in which having a guest team at all compete in the Gold Cup has any value to Concacaf in the long run. Anyways, off of first glance in this group, I can see Honduras and Qatar getting through. Panama it'll be a jumble for those three teams. I don't really know yet. We'll have to see what happens in the spring, what the teams are looking like once international games start back up again in Concacaf. Really, we're going to have teams going into international games after having more than a year off, not having any international games, which is going to be really weird for a lot of teams that can completely change the makeup of your national team squad. You're going to have new younger players who are ready to step in, some older players who just don't have it anymore. It's going to be, all these teams are going to be completely different, really. So it's going to be really interesting to see in the spring what teams that we thought were good aren't going to be good, and what teams that we thought were going to be bad are actually going to be good. But yeah, overall, I think this draw is going to lead to a very exciting, very hardly contested Gold Cup. The Gold Cup's just getting better and better with each iteration, with each expansion now up to 16 teams. It's really coming to its own as a solid bi-yearly international tournament. It's just getting better with every iteration, and I'm more and more excited each time to see if any team outside of Mexico or the US has just grown enough to really challenge for a Gold Cup. Canada is starting more and more and more to push up to that level, and honestly this year I think we might see some actual major noise be made from our own Canadian national team. So yeah, that's my reaction to this Gold Cup draw, and that does it for this video. If you liked it, hit like. If you want to see more of my stuff, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Link is down below in the description, and I will see you next time.